guys, Mustang here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and so today we are going to be taking another look at the STR Paikuhan with his EZA. Right, I did the showcase for him when his EZA first dropped, and you know, it was a bit of a meme. The video is literally called like, how can an EZA this bad release in 2025? Now, funnily enough, we were doing some challenges on the stream last night, and there was somebody in the chat, an STR Paikuhan defender, and they actually posted a screenshot in the Discord of their run beating the Universe Survival Saga, the Goku story one with the AGL Jiren at the end, with the new Paikuhan team, with the new physical Paikuhan, with this STR Paikuhan on the team, and they actually shared a screenshot, a clip of him actually tanking the AGL Jiren super attack in slot 1, which is quite interesting, because the thing with this guy is that obviously you want to try and build up as much with him as you can, because he stacks in his passive. He has 50% damage reduction before he receives an attack. So obviously if you are able to get his defense up to a relatively decent level, then obviously he will be able to tank in slot 1 to a certain extent, right? He has a built-in additional potentially. He has a high chance to dodge for the first 4 turns. And then for each super attack performed, he's obviously infinitely stacking in his passive, as well as building up crit chance and dodge chance. Obviously, if the enemy's attack or defense down, he gets a buff, which is not super likely. But when all allies in the same turn are Otherworld Warriors or tournament participants, which we obviously can do on the new Paikuhan team, he gets extra stats, crit chance, and damage reduction. So he has 70% damage reduction in slot 1. Now obviously before physical Paikuhan transforms, we're obviously not going to get any links active on this like all Paikuhan rotation, but we can go ahead and I want to make sure, yeah, those will drop down, right? You can get the rainbow orb for Paikuhan. Oh yeah, there you go, we'll just do that. So he's going to get a little bit of a buff from getting the AGL Paikuhan support, but obviously we've got no links active on this turn, but we get the dodge. 3 million to start, man. I mean, that's the thing with this guy. I know he is a stacker, but like, I think one of the things that immediately made me dislike him is just how low his attack stats are, like, from the very start. But I mean, if he can end up being a decent slot 1 unit for this team, then that would help, right? Because I think that is one of the big things with this physical Paikuhan team, is needing some better units to go in slot 1. I mean, you got the quad super turn, we got up to 5.8, so pretty significant increase in that one turn, with no links active. We have the physical Paikuhan friend in slot 2, which means we have that extra damage reduction, 10% for everybody. I mean, he did tank their super for double-digit damage after attacking, so I mean, I guess there is that. But I mean, these guys are obviously not the hardest hitting of the enemies that we're going to fight, but we'll see how we get on. Obviously, the AGL Paikuhan giving him 60% support when he picks up the orbs that he needs for that extra bonus support. So, obviously looking good here. I mean, the physical Paikuhan gives 40% as well. So he's getting like 100% attack and defense from support and 10% damage reduction from the physical Paikuhan. I floated off a Paikuhan on turn 1 though, so we're going to end up with a double Paikuhan turn, although we are going to be able to transform one of them, so that won't matter too much. I can transform one and leave the other one in slot 3. Now for this turn, we do have the extra damage reduction for everyone except Gotenks, because of course Gotenks is not an Otherworld Warriors character. I guess I need to keep Gotenks on this rotation, because otherwise if he floats onto the other turn with the STR Paikuhan won't have his full passive active, because we won't have a full Otherworld Warriors or tournament participants rotation. The Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is the only character on this build for the team who isn't an Otherworld Warriors or tournament participants. He's obviously on the team because of the Saviours part of Paikuhan's leader skill, right? So, obviously he's still a very good option for the team. Can be a very good slot 1 tank, especially against Key Blast super attack enemies. So we'll keep him on this rotation. I mean, on this first turn, he has... he has 55% damage reduction because of his first few turns and his base passive. So he's obviously looking pretty good. It's a shame that the Paikon, the physical Paikon support isn't just for other World Warriors and Saviors, considering that's his leader skill, because him giving an extra 10% damage reduction to characters like the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks as well would be really, really good. That would help Gotenks a lot in some of the later stages against tougher enemies. Because as I mentioned in one of the videos yesterday, when you put physical Paikon in slot 2, you get that all allies, the other World Warriors or tournament participants get 10% damage reduction for 2 turns. But it's only when you put it in slot 2. It only happens once, but it only activates when he's in slot 2. So the one that I floated off in slot 3, obviously he hasn't used that yet. Whereas the one who was on, like, in slot 2 on the last rotation, which will be the friend one, has now used that ability, whereas the other one has not. So if I go ahead and do this, right, so this guy, yeah, he's had 3 turns in battle and he's had 4, so he's the one that was on, that got floated off on turn 1. So what we do then is, you've used your extra 10%, so we can go ahead and transform you, and now the rotation can actually link. And we are getting the support from the untransformed Paikon at the end. They're obviously both going to get all their links active. And so we have Cold Judgment, Experienced Fighters, Shocking Speed, Other World Warriors, and Fierce Battle. So start of turn 2, we're at 483k defense with this Paikon. And it's his second turn, like his second appearance. So he still has the high chance to dodge. And he super attacked, what, 4 times in the last turn? So he actually has a 90% chance to dodge in slot 1 on this turn, which is pretty good. So let's go ahead and, if I do that, is that going to connect those physical orbs? I want to get a couple more. Okay, well, it does that, that's fine. I was going to say, I want to make sure I get the rainbow orbs for Paikon. Let me bring up Ribrianne's damage here, because I definitely interested to see how Paikon's going to fare in slot 1 here now. 70% damage reduction obviously is very good with the what is it, 70% damage reduction and like 500k HP, 500k defense ish, right? 483. Ribrianne hits for 1.68, so she actually shouldn't be able to do damage to him even with a super attack here. So let's see how we go. I mean, like I say, he's got 90% chance to dodge, so he just dodged both the attacks. 7.7 mil. Obviously, the attack stat's still nothing particularly crazy, but again, like, if he actually can work as a slot 1 for the team, then his attack stats not being super high isn't the biggest issue. And of course, on this turn, by him getting that 1 extra super, because that full part of his dodge passive is still active, he actually has over 100% chance to dodge now. So he's because he's supered another, what, twice, so he's got 110% chance to dodge. So he dodges everything. The Rainbow Friend Paikon, 68 million attack stat with obviously a guaranteed crit. And we get the additional normal. Man, it's a shame the number of times the friend, I'm using these Rainbow Friend Paikons, they're only getting additional normal attacks, and that has got to be, well, we said in the video the other day, one of the few like big weaknesses of this new Paikon. I say weakness, it's just like disappointments, I guess, of this new Paikon, is that he doesn't have any built-in additionals. Because it's really great seeing him do that like 1 big attack stat and get a guaranteed crit, but then it obviously would be very nice if he could then also be getting like multiple additionals. But sadly, that is not the case. What's your defense looking like here if we do this? Yeah, he's only at 226. Unfortunately, Goku is like always the liability for this setup, but I do want to get him some build up here so we can actually build up some defense. Plus he's going to get the extra 60% from the Paikon here from the support. He's on Other World Warriors, of course. I mean, Gotenks at least still gets 30% support from AGL Paikon, but okay, Goku coming in clutch with the dodges, that's what we like to see. It's just one of those things you never really want to be like relying on dodge as like the slot 1, right? Because if she supers and he doesn't dodge, he has guard and he gets 200% defense when he gets hit, but turn 1 of switching him into his defensive mode and he only has like 200k defense. That means when he gets hit it's like 600k with guard. Means at most he's only really tanking a super that's doing like just over 1 million, and she's doing like 1.7. So because guard like roughly cuts damage in half from what I am aware at this point. People always tell me different things, that the modifier is around 0.5, but sometimes it's in-game. It can be interesting when you think, like, when we try and calculate like how much damage a unit is going to take, and then it's like a wildly different number, right? So let's go ahead and do this. We can get some extra defense for you in slot 2. So we're at 530k start of turn here. Now obviously we're not going to get a bunch of extra defense because we don't have the other Paikon for any extra support. Yeah, Orb's not great for Vegeta here, unfortunately, but go ahead and do that. Obviously he's got damage reduction. I'm going to dodge the super. Remember, Paikon still has now 50% chance to dodge because the intro part of his passive has run out. 482k. This guy hits for... On his first turn, he has 300% extra attack. So his attack damage for his super looks deceptively low because it's like 840k. But then you've got a plus 300%. So he hits for 3.3 million, this Catapesla, and we took 400k. And then unfortunately we also took big damage from the normal as well. So I mean, STR Paikuhan, you know. Okay, so we have jumped back in. We are past the first turn, so we shouldn't have the crazy damage from this guy this time. We're up to 700k defense. He's super attacked, what, 8 times, being in battle 7 turns. I mean, obviously there's been a couple of situations. I think on his first turn he was only able to get like 2 supers and then the enemy was dead. So obviously with stacking units, that's always going to be a thing that is potentially an issue. But yeah, we've got our 50% chance to dodge. Obviously we have 70% damage reduction before we attack. So without the massive attack buff, this super shouldn't really do any damage. I mean, there you go. We dodge and just take 0. I mean, I guess the thing is, with only 50% chance to dodge, it's not something you can rely on if it's like a situation where if you don't dodge, you're definitely going to die. Then it's probably not like a situation where it'd be super comfortable relying on this guy to be in slot 1. But, you know, RNG is RNG at the end of the day. Like, you could get a unit with 50% chance to dodge. They can dodge every attack on the turn. We're getting a ton of super attacks off here. So, yeah, decent looking turn for Paikon. And then obviously we've got my 55% LR Paikon in slot 2. Bear in mind, we're not getting any support. 41 million. Pretty good. And then, yeah, Vegeta in slot 3, obviously the defensive mode, so he's not going to go too crazy. I mean, 12 million, still pretty good. I mean, how much HP does this guy have overall? 140 million, okay. But yeah, Vegeta probably not going to finish him off here. Then we have Topo coming up next, and Topo is, of course, the rotation locking phase, which is where things can get a little bit awkward. I haven't used this Paikon's like slot 2 ability yet, so I feel like I probably should do that. Although the problem is, as I said before, like floating off Gotenks is not ideal because it messes with STR Paikon's passive. So we'll go ahead and do this. We've now got the extra 10% damage reduction for everybody because we've now finally put that other Paikon in slot 2. Everyone except Gotenks, of course. But yeah, Gotenks probably finishes them off here, right? Because we get the guaranteed additional super and guaranteed crits. Now the problem is next turn, the rotation locking. I mean, I guess I should have bought a Senzu Bean rather than... I think I've got a Whis equipped as the single item, but we'll see what happens with the locking on this turn. That's what we got. AGL Paikon, of course. Okay, physical Paikon got locked in slot 3, so... I mean, that is kind of annoying, but... with the links and everything, he's at 920k defense now. Which is pretty good. Like, 900k, to be fair, like, at this point in the event, 900k defense with 70% damage reduction in slot 1 is pretty decent. Definitely annoying that we've got the rotation like this. I mean, I guess we could just do this. Get these for you. gets you the support passive, and then grab those for you. So you can still see Paikuhan in slot 1, just with no links active. So this guy does 4.6 million damage with his super, and he raises attack for 1 turn, so he actually does like well over, he does like 6 million with his super. But Paikuhan coming in clutch with the dodge, so... Get a couple more super attacks off here. I mean, to be fair, in this, like, secondary run, I mean, even in the first run, right, he got caught by that super, which is probably always going to be his biggest issue. But, like, he's looked relatively okay in this run. Obviously, the big thing is going to be the final phase against Jiren, right? Jiren hits for, like, 5.7 million and disables dodge. So, obviously, like, STR Paikuhan cannot dodge his super attack. So I'm not really sure. We'll see how it pans out in terms of like how well he'll be able to tank, but can do a decent bit of damage here. Physical Paikuhan obviously has the support as well on this turn from the AGL one, so yeah, 47.8 for a 55% Paikuhan. Let's go. There's the crit. Yeah, this guy will be so good with dupes. Like, give him a full additional build. Like, yeah, LR Paikuhan is just very, very good. Vegeta locked in slot 1. I guess that's fine. If we go ahead and get a key for you. Topo doesn't have a Key Blast super either, so Gotenks. I don't think we need the active skill for Gotenks. Let's just do that. And then transform this Paikuhan. And then do that. Get the guaranteed crit here at the end. Dokkan attack with Vegeta is not really ideal, but... do a little bit of extra damage, I guess. Okay, so yeah, Vegeta post super, being in slot 1, obviously he's got the damage reduction and the guard. He should be okay, even if he takes a super here, especially if we get a couple of super attacks off. Yeah, of course we get an additional normal. Well, there we go, 9.5. Okay. I think Gotenks kind of needs to get... Gotenks, if he gets hit with the super, needs to get the that 777% defense proc. Otherwise, he's going to take some big damage here. Okay. Friend Paikuhan at 50 million. Bearing in mind that with like Gotenks, we literally just have Fierce Battle and Legendary Power as our links, and still hitting 50 million. The friend one for this run is 90% as well. There's the dodge, love to see that. Okay, so he got locked in slot 1. Just gonna have to rely on the Goku dodge. I mean, he's got pretty good defense on this turn, to be fair. So, do that. Grab that for you, and then get the support for Paikuhan. Goku shouldn't kill him here, don't think. I mean, yeah, 15 mil, probably not enough. But yeah, fortunately now that we've floated off our Paikuhans, next time we get this rotation back, we'll be able to have STR Paikuhan in slot 1 and the LR in slot 2 again, with the rotation that we want. So, our unrelenting kicks in here with Goku. Right, so what is Paikuhan going to have built up to here now? Obviously we're getting the support from AGL Paikuhan, but he's not getting the links from him. So, he's not got a ton of links active on this turn. Which was at 19 million. Okay, it's not bad, finally. Get another super. Stop doing additional normals. There we go, 21. Okay. I mean, if he gets the chance to build up, like, he can start looking significantly better, of course. But Let's see. So we're now in the final phase. We've got disabled dodge. So do we just go ahead and Vegito here now? Probably. Just not act. Maybe just not use the active skill, because otherwise we will get we will absolutely destroy him if we use the active skill. And yes, he's super attacking straight away. I mean, I guess I could do this, use the active skill, then we don't get as many pre-super counters. And we don't get as many post-super counters, I mean. So then he won't do as much damage. And then we just purposely won't get too much key with Gotenks. Get those for you. Those for you. Okay, so we should. I mean, Jiren has 350 million HP, so we should be fine to survive the turn and to not kill him. Obviously, we're going to survive the turn, right? Because Vegito on the active skill turn is going to tank everything. Actually, to be fair, Jiren sealing him is actually really good, because it means we're not going to get a super attack, which means we're not going to buff our... Actually, does he get the buff when attacking, or is it because of the super attack effect for his counters? And obviously Gotenks not getting hit first means no attack buff for him. The only annoying thing, of course, is if he does super STR Paikuhan in slot 1. Like, we don't want him to get sealed, but... yeah, so we just get our few counters off here. Not really going to do a lot of damage. We'll probably just see this last turn with STR Paikuhan here and see how well we do. I mean, we do have the Gogeta active skill as well, potentially, but I just kind of want to see... I want to see how well he does, like, without that on the turn, because obviously that is a huge buff. All the counters. I'm still going. And then 40 mil for Paikuhan. A guaranteed crit. It's so easy to get the 3 rainbow orbs for Paikuhan and then him just be doing guaranteed crits. Okay, so... yeah, see, he's supering after we attack. That's the problem. So, after we've supered, we're going to have, you know, well, a bit more defense than this. We're only going to have 20% damage reduction. And his super does 5.7. So, yeah, he won't survive the super attack here. If it's in slot 1, like pre his attack, then it's a 70% reduction, right? So, if we get the calculator up here, so 5.740000 minus 70% is like 1.7 million. So yeah, to be fair, he would still take like 600k from the super in slot 1. I mean, I guess we could go ahead and see what the buff gives him here, I guess. So we'll do the active skill for Gogeta. So that puts Paikuhan to... yeah, now he's at 1.7. So now he actually will tank... well, pre-super. If it was in slot 1, he would tank the super attack. I'm not sure. I still don't think he can tank the super like now, because he's only got 20% damage reduction. But he's obviously going to tank these hits for double-digit damage, which is good. And Jiren's normals do 2 million. So and he's at 24.8. I mean, he's going to get a couple of stacks here, so he's probably going to be at around 2 million defense. But yeah, only 2 million and then 20% damage reduction is unfortunately not enough for a 6 million damage super. But definitely a better run this time around. I guess that's the big problem. If you're going to run him on the team, but you're going to use him as like a slot 1 unit, he only really works if the super attack is before he attacks. Because yeah, how much is he actually going to take from this? To be fair, that's less than I thought, 900k. But I mean, obviously that's still enough to kill us, but that's actually a lot better than I thought. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I still don't think that he's that crazy of a unit. Like, with this team for physical Paikon, you've already got the AGL Paikon. You don't need, like, another Paikon with the same name, right? And bearing in mind the units that are on Saviors or Otherworld Warriors, there's a couple of other characters that I would run on this team instead, like the Family Kamehameha Gohan, even the Int Frieza and Goku are actually kind of good on this team. Once, obviously, you get the Frieza turn out of the way, Goku can actually go really well with Paikon, especially being given the extra damage reduction and like the extra rainbow orb changing and stuff like that. But I mean, STR Paikuhan, I still don't think he's particularly good, but he's definitely better in this run than in like the first showcase I did. So let me know what you guys think of STR Paikuhan down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.